Welcome everyone, and happy Memorial Day. For today's great adventure, we find ourselves at the Museum of Military History here in Kissimmee, Florida. And I said, today's probably the best weekend to come down here. I've been meaning to come for a while, and I said, why not come on Memorial Day weekend? And I'm also a big history buff, so I think I'm gonna really enjoy this. And I'm inviting you to join me. All right, and before we head on in, here are the hours of operation of the Museum of Military History. It's Tuesday through Sunday, 10 to 6, and it's $14 for adults to get in. It's going in. And they chronologically do the wars from the Revolutionary War all the way to the War on Terror. And if we have walked into the first staging location, it's the American Revolutionary War. But check this out right here. Look what I just noticed. They have a signed Mel Gibson from the movie The Patriot. And even though the Revolutionary War is the founding of our nation, I'm not really too interested in it too much. I don't know why. Mine more like a World War II and Korean and stuff like that. So let's keep going. Have a look at this. One of the old cannons. We have just hit the Civil War. A couple things about the Civil War. One is I actually did a video of a Civil War cemetery at the Publix parking lot in Orlando near Disney. I'll put a link up in here. And second thing, I have a friend that says that he can trace his ancestry back to the Civil War. That's amazing. And there's some of the muskets or weapons they used. And look at this Confederate button-down brown wool jacket. And here's a display of some of the Union soldiers and their weaponry and uniforms. And of course, President Lincoln in the Civil War from 1861 to 1865, the bloodiest war in U.S. history. And the Civil War was fought primarily for three reasons: slavery, states' rights, and the economy. And next up is the Great War, or World War I, 1914-1918. And look at the display or how they set up for the area of World War I. World War I was a trench war, basically. They would fight all day and maybe move 50 yards forward or 50 yards backwards. And here, it feels like you're in one of the trenches here. I think that's German for mine over there. Landmine. You got a guy, look out there, one on the artillery gun. And one thing the Allied soldiers had to worry about was the use of mustard gas in World War I, which I believe was banned after World War I in the Geneva Convention. So I got Harry, one of the employees here at this awesome museum. He's gonna tell us a little about the World War I. That's his wheelhouse.
Yeah, thank you. So my name's Harry. I'm actually a collections manager here at the Museum of Military History. I focus on First World War history. That's actually what I really focus on at my graduate school. Here we have an example of a First World War uniform, which we were speaking a little bit about. They're made of wool. They also have different individual markers that can help signify which area or which particular unit or brigade a particular individual was a part of. And this one here, actually, this uniform itself is over 105 years old.
Wow.
So you can see the guys back then were a little bit smaller too. They have chevrons on the side that indicate how long they served overseas. Of course, they have their ranking as well as the individual division they were a part of. And then, of course, we would have our commendations that would be here. This one being one of the more famous ones, which, of course, is a First World War Victory Medal with 5 stars representing that he more than likely served in 5 different offensives.
They also have a model of, I believe it'll be the Red Baron's plane, and some of the weapons here, the rifles that were used. And now we're headed to probably my favorite, I know it's an oxymoron saying a favorite war, but my favorite war here. Look at that. You got Nazi Germany in the center there, Italy, and the land of the rising sun, Japan. And they also got a picture of the Fuhrer here, and Himmler as well. Also, a little known fact is that an actual German U-boat, 2 of them landed in the United States, one in Long Island and one in Ponte Vedra, Florida, which I visited. It's a historical marker there of saboteurs coming to America in 1942. Again, some of the uniforms wore by our personnel, including our allies, like the British paratroopers, and some combat trousers there, and some weapons down there. And World War II started September 1st, 1939, with the Nazi Germany invaded Poland. The United States didn't get involved to December 7, 1941, with the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And this is really nice. This is a World War II European theater motorcycle. And unfortunately, World War II did not end with Hitler's suicide or the surrender of Nazi Germany. No, they still had to deal with Japan. And on August 6, 1945, the United States dropped the first atomic bomb ever on the city of Hiroshima. And 3 days later, dropped one on Nagasaki, leveling 4 square miles, killing approximately 100,000 people per bombing. And that pretty much led to the end of the Japanese, and they surrendered. So another thing Harry told me here about the Enola Gay, the one that dropped the bomb on Nagasaki, is check this out right here. There's a signature right there. Paul Tibbets, and his signature, he was a pilot aboard the Enola Gay. I mean, that is some really, really cool history there. And this here's a really nice display of another Allied vehicle. Although it's got a flat tire down there. And next up is the Korean War, 1950 to 1953, which I had an uncle that actually fought in. I've read several books on this one. This one really fascinates me, not just with the uncle connection, but also I've read books about Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and Kim Jong-un. That's a Kim dynasty. It's been around since 1948 and ruling strong to this day. And for Korean War, no formal surrender by the North Koreans, just an armistice. Peace treaty, basically. And this Korean era Dodge vehicle was used for troop transport and supply transport. And look, you can actually get inside of it too if you wanted to. And we're in Vietnam now, Vietnam War here. I also had an uncle that served in the Vietnam War as well. And even though the Willys Jeep was introduced in World War II, this one is a Vietnam War era Jeep. And listen to this. It's fully functional. And Harry also told me anything that's out and available you can touch, you can grab and hold on to it. And check this out. This helmet's pretty heavy.
She's getting everything so sorted.
Another really nice display here. Got the soldier in here with all of his, the MREs and his weapons and grenades. And this is pretty neat. It shows you the Viet Cong, and they used to do a lot of tunneling. And they come up and surprise the soldiers and ambush them. Lots of tunnels and booby traps. And stepping out of Vietnam, we're heading into Desert Storm. You got more stuff from Desert Storm here. You've got Colombia represented here. Their participation as well. Lots of nations participated in this. You also have this nice display here of Humvee. And Desert Storm started when Saddam Hussein in Iraq invaded Kuwait in 1990. And something as we're all too familiar with the result of war is a soldier's boots and his weapon, killed in action. And we're gonna wrap it up here at the Museum of Military History. Harry, thank you so much for spending some time with me and giving me some great knowledge. If you're ever in the area, check this place out. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Thank you all you vets and those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Please like and subscribe. Take care. Until next time, bye from the Museum of Military History in Kissimmee, Florida. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Please consider becoming a channel member. If you already are one, thanks for the support. Let's grow this thing together.